So hello everyone, welcome to the first video of the channel. So let's start. The topic is, as you know, the simplifying algebraic expressions. So let's move on. So algebraic expressions, as we know, we'll have usually the lower terms, like let's say 9x plus the 5y and minus 3x minus 8y. So in that cases, what we have to do is just simplifying them, this expression. So now we'll learn how to simplify them correctly. So firstly, when the expression is long, we have to find the like terms. Like terms are the terms that is equal to each other. For example, in this expression, the x and here the x is equal to each other, which means we can add and subtract the constants here to each other, and then as a final result, we can write just adding and subtracting constants and x as a final answer. So let's try to solve this expression and simplify this expression. So firstly, the first thing we need to do is, as I said, finding the like terms. Like term here is the x and the x and y, and y. So we have two like terms. And the second thing we have to do is writing them next to each other. So do not confuse. 9x minus 3x. So plus 5y minus 8y. So we can change the order of the expression items here, as it doesn't affect to the final result of our expression. So here, as I said, if the terms are the same, for example, like x and x same, we can just subtract or add the constants here, the numbers, coefficients, and in front of the x. So 9, the first thing is 9x, just 9, and then the minus 3. Not consider the x's here for just finding the final coefficient of the x. So 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. And second term, y's 5 itself, and minus 8 is equal to negative 3. So let's write them as a final result. So firstly, the 6 x itself, x minus 3y. So this is gonna be our final answer here for this expression. So let's do a more complicated example. Let's say we have yeah, like this. Second example. 8 CD squared minus 5 C squared D minus 4 C squared D again, and minus 3 CD squared. So again, first rule is finding the like terms. CD in the expression, the second, the CD squared is the last term, as they are the like term, because CD squared is not equal to C squared D, and here C squared D again, but the last term is CD squared, which is equal to the first term. So they are likely term. So second thing is the C squared D, and C squared D is equal to C squared D here. So we have two like terms, and firstly, we have to write them next to each other. So 8d squared minus 3cd squared minus 5c squared d and minus 4c squared d. So now we have to subtract the coefficients here. 8 minus 3 is equal to 5, which means 5c d squared will be our final result. Just adding and subtracting the number next to the terms in here, and then the adding terms at the end of the final coefficient. Minus, and okay, fine, minus 5 and minus 4 here, minus 5 and minus 4. We are not considering the c squared d for now, is equal to minus 9. So minus 9 c squared d will be added. So at the end. And so well, this expression will be the simplest form of the second example. Okay, so I think we can move to rule 2. So second rule, I show the rule 1 and rule 2. Opening the expanding brackets. So if someone gives you like a in the brackets multiplied by in the brackets b plus c, the thing you have to do is just multiplying a to b inside of the bracket and the first term and then to the last term. If the items are there are only 2 items in the bracket, how much items there are in the bracket, each item should be multiplied to this thing that is out of the bracket. So if there is and there is there are hundreds of items in the bracket, like a multiplied by b plus something, the 100 and plus let's say the x, then you have to multiply a to each of the items. Firstly a to b and a to something and a to something, and lastly a to x. So if there are 100 items, then you have to multiply a to 100 items one by one, and then as a final result, then you can write it. So firstly, a multiplied by b is equal to, so let's firstly clear this. A multiplied by b is equal to ab, and a multiplied by c is equal to plus a, so c. So what if this thing is negative? What will happen? A, b minus c. So this is just the same rule. A to b again, and a to minus c secondly. A multiplied by b, but here there will be difference, minus a multiplied by c. Because as you know, as I say, the things should be multiplied to each items, and last item is not the positive c, it is the negative c. A multiplied by negative c is equal to negative ac. We know that, right? And this is positive a. Positive sign multiplied by negative sign will give us the negative sign, and the same thing, negative sign multiplied by the positive sign will give us the negative sign again. So from that rule, we have to write minus AC here. So let's end this. Plus sign multiplied by plus is equal to plus, and minus sign multiplied by minus is also equal to the plus. So minus AC here. So this is the all of the formulas here. So let's take an example for this one. Here. 7 2x minus 3 minus 5 minus 5 3x minus 2. So this rule again, just as things are changing. So the first term was a, it changed to 7. The second term b, it changed to 2x, and the plus z is changed to -3. So we have to apply this rule to the example. Firstly, a should be multiplied to b, so 7 should be multiplied by 2 firstly, and then the second a should be multiplied to the c1, right? 7 should be multiplied by the -3. So same here, and same thing here again, and then -5 should be multiplied by the 3x, and -5 should be multiplied by -2. So 7 multiplied by 2x minus 7 multiplied by 3, and minus 5 multiplied by 3x minus 5 multiplied by -2. So here, we can write it as the 7 multiplied by 2 is equal to 14x. And then these things, 7 multiplied by 3 is equal to 21. And minus 5 multiplied by this 3 is 15x. So it's negative and it's positive, which means the negative and positive is equal to negative again. So plus 10. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, and negative sign multiplied by negative sign is equal to plus. So, and then we have to apply this rule here, and the first example I show you. So firstly, we have to find the common terms here. The first common term is the 14x and the minus 15x, right? And because they consist the x's, that's why they are like terms. 14x, we have to write it next to each other, write them next to each other. 14x minus 15x, minus 21, and plus 10 itself. So because they are also like term, and 21 and 10, they are constant, and which means they should be, there should be subtractions or summarizing this here. So 14 minus 15 is equal to -1. We are not considering the x's here, just adding or subtracting the coefficients. So -1, the x itself multiplied by x. So minus 21 and plus 10 is equal to -12, -11. So the -1 multiplied by x can be written as just the -x, -11. Because as we know, the 1 doesn't affect to the expression or to the item if it is multiplied by something. It has no effect. So that's why we have to write, we can write only the sign here, negative sign. So this is our final result. So let's take more complicated example for this one. Let's say, let's say this. 4 multiplied by 2h minus 3g plus 5hg and minus 3 multiplied by the 4h and minus 2g minus 2hg. So same thing if, as I said, if the items are more than 2 or 3 or something like this, we have to multiply it, all of them, one by one, to the outer thing here. So 4 should be multiplied by 2h first, and then to minus 3g, and then to plus 5h. So minus 3 should be multiplied to 4h firstly, and then the negative 2h multiplied by minus 3, and negative 3 multiplied by negative 2hg. So 4 multiplied by 2h minus 4 multiplied by 3g, and plus 4 multiplied by 5hg. So and then 12h minus 3 minus 3 multiplied by 4h, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 2g, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 2hg. So then we have to write them like more better. 4 multiplied by 2 is equal to 8, and the h itself, because h, there is not anything to multiply h here, and then minus itself, the minus, the 12g, and then plus 4 multiplied by 5 is equal to 20hg, minus 3, 4, and 12h. Negative sign, and the negative sign will give us the positive 3, and 2 is 6, the g itself, and then the negative again, which means plus, minus positive, 3 and 2 again, so 6hg. So in that case, we have to find the common terms again. So 8h, h is not equal to g, not equal to hg, but equal to h itself. So these are the common things here, and 12g is not equal to 8g, not equal to h, but equal to 6g here. And lastly, to 20hg is equal to just hg left, equal to 6hg. So we have to write them next to each other. So 8h minus 12h, and then minus 12g plus 6g, and then plus 20hg plus 6hg. So that's it. Yeah, right. So at the coefficients here, 8 minus 12 is equal to minus 4. So minus 4h, the h itself, and the minus 12 plus 6 equal to minus 6, minus 6 the g itself, and plus 20 plus 6 is equal to 26, plus 26 h g. So that is the simplest form of this expression is this final result. And actually, I have to mention one thing, and do not make confusion in here. The expressions like this happens only the items have the positive or negative signs between them. For example, if only a plus b or a minus b happens, and plus a happens, minus b, only in that situation, only if the between things are the positive or negative signs, we can do expressions like this. For example, the here one is equal to 2a plus b, and here 2a minus 2b, right? Only the things should be positive sign plus, or negative sign minus. So for example, they say the a squared multiplied by the b and multiplied by the negative a and multiplied by b here squared or something like this. So in that case, for example, if you say there's not any common things, you will be very wrong, because in multiplication, or the just a thing should be the a itself. For example, this a is should be not either equal to not equal, should be multiplied, because there is the only working with powers, like first power and first power, and this will give us the negative a3, and b1 and b2 gives us multiplied by b3. And this is just a different thing. Do not confuse it, and do not change it with anything other or like this. These expressions happens if the between the plus or minus happens between the a and b's, or something like this. So that's it. Thank you for watching the video until the end, and I hope it will be very beneficial for you.